So, being a Star Trek fan for as long as I have, there's really not a whole lot that I find objectionable in the franchise. I mean, sure, there's things that I don't care for. Every fan has those. Some episodes, I don't even give consideration during rewatches. There's entire series I just outright dislike. Um, the animated series was obviously a bit of an afterthought, but it had its moments. Outside of a few moments of its own, Picard was the drizzling shits. Good plot, good story. It just the execution was just awful. It was the worst possible execution they could have done. But that's just me. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, in 60 years of Star Trek, there's very little that I've encountered that I committed to just never seeing again because it was that damn bad. Episodes like Code of Honor come to mind, for being blatantly racist, or These Are The Voyages, which was a finale nobody asked for and had absolutely no business coming after the masterpiece that was Terra Prime. Even clip shows like Shades of Grey weren't all that bad compared to those guys. Meridian from Deep Space Nine and Virtuoso from Voyager are notable for being drastic departures from their respective series and what we've come to know and expect from them up to those points. I mean, a senior officer wanting to leave their life of stability, familiarity, all the duties, everything they're responsible for, to live the rest of their lives on a planet for someone that they met like 20 minutes ago? On a whim? Give me a fucking break. And then you have the Griffin incident. I really don't know what I can say that hasn't already been said, and honestly, I consider not even making this video. It just left such a rancid taste in my mouth. Okay. So for those of you who haven't seen it, I won't really spoil anything. Not that you're missing a whole lot, but nevertheless. So basically, La'an, Spock, and James Kirk are in a shuttle, returning from the Federation Future Leaders Retreat, whatever that means. And they encounter a Starfleet ship that's been missing for several years without a trace. They investigate and they find that some unknown force really fucked with the chief security officer's mind, which had pretty gnarly repercussions for the entire crew. Whatever force it was apparently still there, and began affecting the minds of our trio of heroes. What followed were hallucinations of the most grotesque, gruesome things that I've ever seen in Star Trek. If you're a horror fan, you would probably like it. If you love the extreme graphic violence and body mutilation, body horror, this is absolutely your episode. If you're a Star Trek fan, I have no idea how you could ever be comfortable with seeing this, even if you like horror. Oh, come on, a lot of people like horror. It's been a popular genre for decades. Yeah, and I'm not here to debate that. I mean, I know it's a popular thing. My point is, if you're a Star Trek fan, this is the last thing that you should come to expect. If you want to see people getting ripped to shreds, you're not exactly watching Star Trek to provide it. Hey, there have absolutely been episodes that are brutal as fuck. I mean, you remember Conspiracy, where Picard and Riker totally shot that dude's chest out? Yeah, that one was definitely a bit disturbing, got banned in some countries if I'm not mistaken. Great plot, but the execution, no pun intended, of that final scene was absolutely over the top, but it still wasn't nearly as brutal as the Griffin incident. Yeah, and what about that transporter scene from the motion picture? Yeah, that was uncomfortable to watch too, but at least it was over in like 10 seconds, right? I mean, the movie didn't really revolve around it and it wasn't ruined by it. It happened and then we moved on. And it was the same thing with other original series stuff, like Charlie X is probably the biggest example. Very creepy, very unsettling, kind of unnecessary, but at least it was brief. And wasn't there some guy who totally got like spaghettified in Discovery? Oh, Straw? Yeah, that was absolutely disgusting. There was no need for us to, see what happened for ourselves. Just give us like a verbal description of what helical trauma is and just leave it at that. And there were a few other times in Discovery that I found to be, way more violent than necessary. A good chunk of the Klingon War, and that goes for Strange New Worlds as well. The time they spent in the Mirror Universe, there was just a lot more in that series that really went beyond what we've become accustomed to. I mean, it was far worse than, the general format of the show, the pacing, all that. I mean, yeah, that was a drastic enough departure, which ultimately never ruined the show, but just the graphic violence and the extreme, body crap that was done, that was really, really not necessary. Starfleet Academy had some of this as well, beyond what should be acceptable, but at least there wasn't a shitload of it, And the rest of the series was generally pretty damn great in spite of it. Look, it's been around since the 60s. The franchise is inevitably going to evolve as, the audience and the world itself evolves, and that's perfectly fine. And adding some extra physicality is a pretty decent way to heighten excitement, and it absolutely works. Otherwise, they wouldn't keep doing it. Even if it does look totally stupid. Yeah, looking at you, James Kirk, with your stupid double axe handle smash. But when you start venturing into edgelord territory and just having violence for the sake of violence, gore for the sake of gore, that's when I start having problems. When you depict somebody getting his fucking ear cut off, someone chopping off his own fingers, someone getting their gut sucked out of their asshole by the vacuum of space, like, at what point is the line drawn? I mean, yeah, space is terrifying. Obviously, it's more deadly than anything you could ever encounter on Earth. But goddamn, I don't care if it wasn't the actual characters getting mutilated and it was only hallucinations. That doesn't make it any better. Look, you can do creepy episodes, okay? You can do, psychological thrillers and mind fucks, okay? I mean, look at Schisms from The Next Generation, or Frame of Mind, also from Next Gen. It can be done. It has been done. It can even be done with violence if you want it to be. But there's a limit, especially in a franchise that was never really a horror franchise. I mean, sure, there's been horror adjacent stuff, but there was never a strictly horror episode or strictly horror movie. And I can hear you already. I can hear the people. I already saw the arguments on Reddit and on Twitter. I'm not about to, I'm not about to address that right now. Just save me the exploring other genres bullshit, okay? Or diversifying their, whatever. Or the franchise's history with, horror adjacent themes in past episodes. I just listed a bunch of them. There was literally zero justification for that level of brutality in the Griffin incident, and I am disappointed that such an episode was ever approved. My point is, if I want gruesome body horror, I'm not really looking at Star Trek to provide it. And I don't care how popular horror is, this is not the franchise for it. It has no place in Star Trek, it doesn't belong in Star Trek. I would rather sit through the 10 worst episodes of Discovery than sit through 10 seconds of this episode ever again, and I say that as a Discovery apologist. Hell, my first ever video on this channel was me defending Discovery, and everything that I said in that video, I stand by to this day. But the Griffin incident was just a disgrace. Body horror in general, on that level, don't have a place in Star Trek. They don't belong in Star Trek. It's been done before, but not nearly on this level. Why has it never been done on this level before? Because it never belonged. If you want to see horror, go see a horror series or a horror movie or something. Just don't watch Star Trek and expect it. At least not until you're ready to watch something, objectively better. It just left me with one hell of a bad taste in my mouth. I don't even know if I want to see the next episode on Thursday. I mean, I will eventually, obviously. I'm not going to abandon a great series and a great franchise just because of one really shitty episode. I don't know, I guess I just need some time to cleanse my palate. Hey, remember that time you watched Skin of Evil as a little kid and you got so scared you didn't even watch Star Trek again until high school? Yeah, I remember that. That really scared the crap out of me as a little kid, seeing Riker get all fucked up like that. I didn't watch it again until much later. A friend of mine in my sophomore biology class mentioned that G4, remember G4, the cable channel for gamers? They were running blocks of classic Star Trek series, and I have just been hooked ever since. But I need a break for now. This was just such a drastic departure from what Star Trek was supposed to be, and I say that as somebody who, again, legitimately defends Discovery. If you like horror, fine. Star Trek just isn't the place for it. It doesn't belong. I can't say it any clearer. I'm repeating myself at this point, and I've already done that quite a few times in this video. Just go find another source for it if that's what you want. Get it out of my Star Trek series. Get it out of my Star Trek franchise. Just get it out of Star Trek. Okay? I don't care. It doesn't belong. I just can't believe I waited, all this time for a new Star Trek season only to be greeted by highly detailed hallucination of Sam Kirk getting lobotomized by the vacuum of space. And there was virtually no warning either. I mean, for some reason, Paramount Plus had this episode listed as rated PG. Yeah, there was absolutely zero violence in this episode that was anything less than MA. I don't know if that was just like a mistake or a misprint or something, but somebody at Paramount really needs to fix that fucking mistake. I mean, at least then, I would have been a little bit better prepared for that. Not that that would have made it any better, but shit, give me some kind of warning going in. And the little V by the PG, like that doesn't tell me a goddamn thing, okay? It just tells me there's going to be PG violence. That's nothing. That's WWE, okay? Not this crap. Anyway, I'm too pissed to do my usual outro. You know what to do. Hey, wait a minute, where are you going? I'm going to go play FIFA. You do the outro. He'll be all right. Just give him some time. He'll be back to his old self in no time. Well, I guess I should handle the outro for him. As I usually do this. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe. No, no, he never does that. That's stupid and lame, even by his standards. Um, I guess he'll see you the next time he has something to say that's stupid and nobody agrees with. Is that what he says? Yeah, well, whatever. You know what to do. Have a good day, guys.